There we go. Christine, do I have sound now? I just realized my microphone was turned off. Wonderful. Okay, so I think I have sound to bring a billion human beings together, an intentional expression of love on a moment to moment and on a day to day basis, deliberately and intentionally at 12 noon in the day and 12 a.m. in the evening, wherever you are on the planet. Be willing to move for 30 seconds to 60 seconds into a state of love and just radiate that vibration of love for that 30 to 60 seconds. He also tells me you may extend that longer or do it more frequently throughout the day, whatever you feel you are moved to do, whatever your heart calls you to do that. But he says for at least your political affiliations are, your sexual orientation, your fundamental beliefs, your religion, does not matter. This is simply a function of human beings making a decision to express love. Very simple. And he said the expansion of the energy of love as it gains momentum, as we add more people to the group, as more people get deliberately and intentionally involved at the specific times, it's going to create what he calls a pattern of energy. So that if you look at the world as a circle, and somebody here, it's 12 a.m. here, it's 12 p.m. on the opposite side of the planet. So if these two places at the same time, somebody's expressing love, and as we go around the planet, the 12 a.m. and 12 p.m. shift around the planet, as more people come on board with this, the expression of that energy begins to induce a change in the Earth's electromagnetic field. We actually begin to interact with the Earth's electromagnetic field differently than we have been. Now, what John told me, he said, human beings have been generating large frequencies of fear for the last 2,000 years with the continued wars, with the political movements, with things that don't support life on this planet. More recently, in the last couple hundred years, he said the domestication of animals and he says the mass murder of animals on the planet is creating a lot of negative emotional energies on the planet. So we've moved into a paradigm more dominated by fear than by love. And he said the net result of that is we're seeing a lot of instabilities in the climate, in the geophysiology of the planet, in the electromagnetic radiations that are coming into the planet. We're seeing shifts in that resonate on a fear frequency. So the goal here is to develop a vibration of, even if you've got emotional problems in your life, you don't know how to think, you've got stuff going on that you don't know how to deal with, that 30 to 60 seconds, he said, will impact your life in a different way. You will begin to see, as you get more and more into it, you'll begin to see changes unfolding in your world around you. He said the other thing that needs to happen is humans need to consider moving away from animal-based diets and move towards plant-based diets. Or he said that's the best energy. It's living, vibrating food. You can take a lime or a lemon and you stick a couple of copper wires in the opposite ends of that and then touch it to a flashlight bulb. That flashlight bulb actually lights up. And you get to see that the energy in that lemon is living energy. It's light energy. So when we're eating plant-based diets, we're eating light. We're consuming more light or life in our body because it's the sun that gives us light. And of course, it's the sun that takes care of the earth. The earth produces the food for us. The earth provided the food and nutrition for our mother's bodies to produce babies, right? Which became what we are now. He said, as we begin to bring more life and light into our bodies, as we begin to extend more life, light, and love out from ourselves intentionally, we begin to shift the way the planet is functioning electromagnetically. He says there are many of you that are yearning to experience more love in your life, and you are seeking it actively. He says everybody's seeking to be loved. More people need to become the love they seek. He says it's very important to become the love that you seek so that you begin to express that which you're seeking and it will come to you rather than you having to run around for it. Become that which you wish to see in the world, and the world will become that which you are. For in truth, your interior world is reflected in your exterior world. Your interior world, what you think and feel, is reflected in your exterior world. He says it's very important to breathe. Take time to breathe your body. Many of you that are living in stress and uncertainty have forgotten that you need to breathe and aerate your body, get the energy moving more effectively in your form so that you can begin to release tension from the body to allow energy to come in. If your body is too tight or too tense, you can't receive higher frequency or soul, or from even the nutrition that you may be putting in, because a body that is tense cannot assimilate and process information and nutrition the way it needs to. Very important to begin to cultivate new habits to support the higher vibrational frequencies you want to experience. If it is love you seek, it is love that you must be. He's saying that 30 to 60 seconds that you contribute to the world is also a 30 to 60 seconds you're contributing to yourself. He says it will be very difficult for humans in a state of love to harm other beings. One would naturally come to the conclusion from a state of love, which is caring and sustaining of life, to harm another form, to eat another form that does not deserve to be eaten. He says animals came here to live in harmony with humanity, not to be dominated. There are species in the animal kingdom that do consume other animals, but that is to maintain the organic balance of nature. Humans, when they began to eat meat some 50,000 years ago, when the great change happened, at that time, all life lived in harmony. But since then, humans have dominated and controlled and consumed other life forms, which they are not supposed to do. You are naturally inclined and predisposed to a living diet, not a diet of things that are dead, but a diet of things that are life, that will give you life more. He says he's really excited for what's going to be coming for all of us, and I am too. I have been, I don't know if any of you noticed, but the movement started about 2 months ago, and the changes are already being noted around the world. Now, we cannot scientifically prove at this point, because they don't have the instruments to register how our emotional energy affects time, space, and matter. But they've reported now that the ozone hole over the Antarctic is suddenly getting smaller than they've ever recorded it being since they started measuring it back in the 80s. They've also recorded that over the last 100 days now, the number of earthquakes above 6.0 have stopped. There are no 7.0 earthquakes, and normally there's one every 20 days. So there's a huge process of reintegration and order being established on the planet as we get more and more moved into this paradigm of love. These higher ascension energies and the many, many groups around the planet that are teaching these ideas of ascension, instructing others on how to align themselves to it, instructing you on how to take care of your body to align yourself to it, instructing you on how to take care of your mind to align to it. These things contribute greatly to the transformations that will happen in the physical realm. Many of you do not understand that emotion is the very substance of the non-physical type that manifests the physical. Emotion is reduced down into matter and becomes living matter. Emotion is reduced down and becomes living matter. It's very easy to prove this, for if you get upset or something scares you, you can feel your body react to it. That feeling becomes an expression in this form, as do all forms become a manifestation of emotional energy, which originates from source. Now, when that emotional energy comes into your body, it can become either a good expression or a bad expression, a positive expression or a negative expression. That you have free will over. You get to decide if you will express love or if you will express fear. There are only those two emotions in the polarity of reality. There are many shades of them in between, but in reality, there's only love and there is only fear. To choose to align yourself to one or the other deliberately can either liberate you or imprison you. Fear is an imprisoning and detrimental energy. It destroys, inhibits, weakens all life that are exposed to it, except in the animal kingdoms, where natural expressions of fear enables a physical form of an animal to survive if there is an imminent threat presented to it. But in the human realm, we are at a place in our evolution where we are now able to begin transcending that innate process of fear and move deliberately into a state of creative intelligence from a perspective of love, the deliberate and intentional expression of love. We all have that to do. One of the goals today will be to do our meditation for 30 to 60 seconds on radiating love. But we can tell you right now that we are doing this as we speak, that there is a huge collective of consciousness coming together to extend and express these manifestations of love deliberately and intentionally. One of the things we'll be doing is taking lots of questions and answers. And again, this is my first time going live on YouTube and channeling in this way. So for me, it's almost like I become one with the beings that are moving through me. I allow them through. I'm not put aside by them. I'm literally with them, aware and cognizant of everything that's being said. I don't try to stop and think and access. Sometimes they just flow through. And that happens because I've built up a level of trust. And I also know the level of consciousness, the vibration that I'm in. If I were in a state of anxiety or fear, it would not be a good idea to try tapping into other beings outside the scope of my consciousness, because fear energy will attract certain qualities of consciousness, just as love attracts certain qualities of energy. Fear and love produce very different effects. And in the realm of channeling, I've learned to just align myself to the higher frequencies of what I call love. And I only allow beings that I feel that resonate on that energy to come through me or connect to me. It's not always that they express through me unencumbered like that. Sometimes there's an actual process where they step back from me and I can communicate and relay information to them. But in the cases like John, and oftentimes with Master Jesus and Buddha, they'll just flow through because I trust them. I know their vibration. I know their intentions. I know the quality and the clarity of the information they're going to bring through and what they are here to give us. As there are many beings, many angels, masters, divine beings from other dimensions and planets that are converging on this earth to give humanity a leg up, so to speak, on how to actually raise our consciousness as a collective. What's really interesting, somebody asked me the other day, said, well, if we become this collective conglomerate of love, what happens to individuality? And the answer I got back from Metatron was people's individuality will become a heightened expression of that individuality instead of the diminished examples we see here, where on this planet there are billions of you that are literally inhibited in the expression of your full capacity as individuals, whereas love provides an environmental energy that allows the consciousness of any individual to flourish naturally in its grace. And that was what they told me. Love allows our individuality to naturally flourish in its grace. Does it stop us from making mistakes? No. Does it stop us from growing? No. Love doesn't take care of everything. It allows us to be in the highest possible vibration and to learn from that perspective, whereas the old paradigm of fear inhibits us. So it's really very exciting times we live in. Very exciting times. Got a question here from Melina. How about eating plants? This is interesting because I asked the very same question. Well, plants are living. A friend of mine, Dr. Christopher Bird, from many years ago, who's unfortunately passed, wrote a book called The Secret Life of Plants with Peter Straub. And in that book, they conclusively proved scientifically that plants emit a reaction not unlike the frequency of fear when they're being eaten or burned or cut or harmed anyway. Plants react to that. And there are other groups like the breatharians that have learned to just breathe on air, and the sun gazers have learned to just live on sun and water that have moved away from that one. Whereas if we eat meats that have been processed the way they're processed, and we eat them, we're eating dead flesh that does not have a life energy to it. You'll get certain nutritional elements, you'll get certain atomic elements of it. You'll get a sense of feeling filled, but it's huge work for your body to process the meats. You're not putting life in your body, you're putting death in your body. You're putting the dead consciousness of that animal in your body. Whereas with plants, you're putting live, living energy. And I think we assimilate that and integrate that and give that plant a higher expression of self through our communicating with it in that way, because I think we integrate it. That's the way I understand that one. And that's what they've told me. They said, you're not harming anything, you're lifting it up because you're taking its life and bringing it into you. That's a great question, Victorious. How do we connect to a vibration of love? And we'll walk through a little simple activity for doing that in preparation for what we'll be doing at the noon hour today. I'm in Eastern Standard Time, so wherever you are, you can still do this. It doesn't matter what time it is, but wherever you are, remember at noon and at midnight every day for 30 to 60 seconds, do your best to remember to move in state of love. And we're going to walk you through, yeah, John's saying we're going to walk you through something very, very simple right now that lets you begin to access that feeling of love. He's saying the first thing you do is you want to take your left hand, you want to place it over your heart. You want to place your left hand over your heart, and you want to breathe in. And as you breathe in, breathe all of the thoughts out of your mind as you breathe in. Just like breathe silence into your mind. He says, breathe silence into your mind. So let's do that now. Breathe in. And as you exhale, exhale all the thoughts and ideas and memories out of your mind. Just exhale them out for now. And become aware of your heartbeat. Become aware of and feel your heartbeat. Feel its rhythm. Feel the energy in your hand from your heart, and the energy from your hand in your heart. Feel that flow of energy between them. In the heart is the direct expression and manifestation of love. The beating of your heart is a frequency of love. Feel it. Just feel it. Feel the energy between your hand and your heart, and then breathe that energy between your hand and your heart. Breathe it and fill your body with it. Breathe it into your whole body now. And as you exhale, release any tension from your body and put your awareness back to your heart. He's saying give all the muscles in your body permission to relax. Give them all permission to relax. And then again, feel the energy between your hand and your heart. And breathe that energy into every cell of your body. Like you can inhale it in and fill every cell. And as you exhale, release that vibration into the space around your body. And just feel that vibration around your body. Just feel it. Notice the different feeling in your body at this moment. And then move your awareness back into the energy between your heart and your hand. And just feel now. Just feel that energy there. Allow your awareness to move right into the feeling. In other words, move your awareness into the space between your hand and your heart. And just feel that energy. And then allow that energy to expand out around your body. Breathe in and expand that feeling around your heart out around your body. And just feel that vibration. If you have any feelings that feel uncomfortable still, turn your attention to those feelings and think this thought to those feelings. I'm willing to love you even if I don't understand you. Just think that thought to any negative feelings you might have. I'm willing to love you even if I don't understand you. And feel the way that feeling changes when you think that thought to it. You can repeat that process to any negative emotion. Remember that all of your emotions don't define who you are. Many of your past emotions are effects of experiences that were given you by your past. As you learn to move into the vibration of love deliberately and intentionally, you'll begin to move beyond your past and the influences of the past. For love in the present moment is true and real. It is what you are. It is what we all are. It is what we are seeking to be, seeking to express. That's what creativity is. That's what creating new ideas, new expressions are about, expressing love. John saying he's hoping that you've experienced that you got that experience. Okay. Meg, is there any guidance Jesus or Kuan Yin have for me? I don't know if I am just crazy or feelings of my best friend cheating on me are accurate. Will I know if my discernment is accurate or if I'm falsely accused? Um, well, it's interesting. Kuan Yin comes through very strong for you, Meg, and she says it is important for you to not occupy your valuable life with fear. It is better to turn yourself inwardly, to come to a place of deep respect for who you are, for your fear seeks to receive from outside of you that which you have to develop within you. It is important that you cultivate a deep inner respect for the wonderful you that is you, can flourish from that. If you have people in your life that are doing things that do not support the love of who you are or earn your trust, then it is time to find others more worthy of who you are. Love, when you learn to live in its expression through your own being, when you become that which you are, you may liberate yourself not only from those who would seek to harm you because of their own limitations, but you'll begin to recognize in the world around you those things that actually support you and nurture you. For love would never harm, love would never deceive. Love does not do that. And you are love. So the question I would say to consider is, are you acting as love acts, or are you acting as fear acts? You do have choice in this matter. And it's true, we do. We always have that choice. Wow. Okay, that's a good question to describe. John, can you describe what he says? I am not bound by time and space as you are, and this individual manifestation of John is that which I need to be as I am in order for this one to hear me and in order for you to hear me. What it is like where I am is not the same as where you are in terms of time or space. You have things very separately here, whereas where I am, all things are integrated. It is only on this plane of individuality that you perceive our unity as separate from that which it is. If you wanted to experience this, you could simply move your awareness out of your body to the top of your head. Do not think or analyze, but feel what you are above the form. For the form is not defined. Clarify? Your body is defined by your awareness. Your awareness is not defined by your body, but having experiences in the body, you believe that the material world defines who you are and what your experiences will be. But you can simply step out of this definition of self that you've been stuck in for most of your life. You may step out of that and feel the being of energy that is you, the one that does not require a form to exist, but without the form could not know that it did until it did. Okay, and I'm understanding that to mean that as well, that we created these individual forms so we could remember who we are and become who we are. And it's very difficult to recognize that you are if you don't know. This body we have is a reference point for being who we are. Fascinating. Wow. Oliver, Master Jesus is just showering this energy down over you right now. He's just showering this like this golden light over you right now. And he says, if you allow yourself to experience it coming down, he said it will feel like tiny little sparkles coming down around you. I'm trying to describe the energy the way he's presenting it to me. He says, it is the vibration of my love that is more important than me speaking those words to you. It is the vibration of love. Thank you. How can I incorporate love in my everyday life when I feel overwhelmed with raising children? Oh, wow. That was from Master Jesus. He said, oh, wow. You get to raise children. That's the greatest opportunity that you could possibly hope for, to become the most loving expression of yourself that you could be. If your love is truly recognizing the magnificent beauty of your children and you're expressing from that place at all times, your children will resonate there. They will change to that. If you operate from fear or uncertainty or old models of what love is, what your parents taught you, it's better. He's saying most people function from the belief that they have to punish or control children in order to protect them. And yet all they really need to do is guide them, allow them to be what they are. Do not force their being on them. They are already there, but allow it to flow out. He's saying to give you a specific practice that you can have, in your case, to understand love. It would be wise before you rise from your bed or go to sleep at night to go into a state of gratitude and appreciation for your children and the opportunity that you've created to be this divine expression of mother. You chose this divine expression. Are you expressing yourself as divine, or are you expressing yourself as something else? For love is a vibration that is truly who you are. And you are caught up in many of the thoughts about what you think it is to be a good parent or what you think it is to be a bad parent. And you need to remember what kind of parent it is you wish to express as, that divine self that understands and respects and appreciates and recognizes the needs of your children and the needs of yourself. But do this before you rise from bed or before you go to sleep. Go into a state of gratitude. This is the quickest way to remember love. And your gratitude will get translated into the expressions you have for your children. Wow. I'm just, so energy is really getting strong here. I can feel my body like literally shaking. Oh, Eileen, my guardian angel John is saying there is another source of income. You must open your heart to it. He's saying literally open your heart, he's showing you the picture of a catcher's mitt, like a catcher's mitt from baseball. Like open your heart like you're a catcher's mitt to receive that and feel it. He's saying sense the energy of that money, sense the energy of the extra income. How would it feel to have that extra income? And then allow that energy to come into that catcher's mitt of your heart. Catch it in here. He's saying a roommate would be beneficial, but it's not necessary for you at this time. Cool. Yeah, he is very beautiful, Meg. his energy is just so intense. And I get, he used to just come up behind me and put an arm around my shoulder like this. But now it's like his whole, this pillar of just incredible light comes in. And literally my body starts to heat up. I start to sweat like crazy. I have to drink twice as much water because the vibrational frequency is very high. But when you allow yourself to connect to these higher frequency beings, and I want to say to you about that personally, it's important you raise your vibrational frequency up during this time of human consciousness. Raise your consciousness up. Get away from processed foods, get away from caffeine, get away from alcohol, get away from drugs, get away from the things that keep your frequency down. Because if you start trying to open up to energies from a low place in energy, you'll connect to beings that are on that frequency, right? So you want to raise your vibration up. You want to deliberately and intentionally raise your vibration. Every step and intentionally raise your vibration up, you'll experience different beings coming to you. And there's a way to learn how to do that, right? You can actually learn how to connect these beings. But first, get your body into a vibrational state that allows you to receive information unobstructed from higher frequencies, right? When you love your body radiates love. If you put garbage in your body radiates and attracts garbage, right? It's really evident. You just have to watch how different people live, and you can get an idea of what consciousness they're attached to at some point in their body and the mind or from their past. Okay. As far as that, Drusilla, if you want to shift that, you want to train, because dogs are like 5-year-old children, and children and animals are very similar in their behavior and how they respond. Children between the ages of 0 and age 5 do not understand language, nor do dogs. Dogs don't understand language like most people think they do. They understand images. They understand pictures. They understand feelings. And if you've got a feeling about your dog eating these toys, then change your feeling. How would it feel if he didn't eat his toys? Get aligned to that feeling, how it would feel, how you would treat your dog, how you'd talk to your dog if he never ate or she never ate any toys. And remember to not see that. I cannot tell you how many parents that I've worked with in the past that want to stop their young child from doing a particular thing, right? And I say, well, when you see the child about to do something you don't want them to do, what's the first thing? Don't touch that, they say. But the child doesn't hear the words, it's too young, doesn't understand language. So the young child immediately goes for this thing that you tell it not to, but what you've done is you've transmitted an image to that child of it grabbing that thing or touching that thing or doing that thing that you don't want them to do, because you've communicated that image to them, and they interpret that image as what you're expecting of them. That's why parents need to learn to control their thoughts and emotions, what they hold in their mind, because little children react to the images and emotions that we hold in our consciousness, not the language. The language they don't come to understand until they're 5, 6, 7 years of age, but they clearly understand emotion and images. So it's important to really get clear. Seeing the child, and I did this with my sister once, and I've done this with many other people as well, where I'm in with them and we're doing some work, and the child's about to do the thing they don't want to, and I say, now hold the picture in your mind of them not doing that, of them just coming over to you and being closer to you. And they'll hold a different image in their mind, and they'll have that feeling of that image, and the behavior stops instantly because the child understands and interprets the information from the mother or father on an image and emotional level. Oh, they want me to touch that. They can feel the energy of don't do that. So they do that because they can feel the energy. Wow, they feel that energy. That energy pushes them to do that. So learn the same thing with animals. Animals function on that level too. They function on images and emotions. And that's true for all animals. That's why some people who love animals with all their heart are surrounded by them. Go in the wild and the lions love them and the leopards love them and birds come to them, because the vibration they're in doesn't emit a frequency that would attract that unpleasant experience of being eaten or attacked by the wild animal, whereas fear might. Wonderful. Wonderful. Let's see. Can John connect with my guardian angel for a message? Yes. Can you tell me who the guardian is? John's telling me this is a female guardian angel of yours, and that They're trying to get you to slow down a little more. They want you to slow down a bit more. They're saying you're kind of doing this in your mind right now. It's time to slow down a bit more and allow in this. John's saying they're saying that slowing down will allow the different things you're waiting for and expecting to come. You're running too quickly to give them any space to come into your life. So slow down and allow the things that you're wanting to happen to show up for you, to become apparent to your senses. Cool. That's really cool. Um, oh, again, with animals and children, you're training, right? You're training an animal, and you have to repeat a process just the same way as when we were babies in these bodies. We didn't know how to hold a glass. We didn't know how to hold a fork or a knife. We had to go through a process of perfect. We had to go through a process of learning to do that, and it happened through repetition. And as your body got repeatedly exposed to that action, it learned to do it. So yes, if you repeatedly pull your dog away from it, saying no, 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 or give it an alternative. When you pull it away, or you call it to you, you can reward it for turning away too, because animals learn by pleasure, pain, just as little babies do learn by pleasure and pain, right? Wow. I want to say thank you for everybody for coming live with me today, because this is my first time going live, so it's brand new. I tested out earlier. I wasn't sure it was going to work as well as I hoped it would. Wonderful. I think I got all of the questions today. But for my first live, I'm going to, again, when I'm finished here, I'll be going on a meditation. And I hope you guys did the 12 p.m. meditation wherever you are. You took that 30 to 60 seconds. We did that while we were live here, and we'll continue to do that. Me personally as well, I do it as often as I can. I'm walking down the street, I move into a frequency of love, and I try to radiate that out around my body as far as I can. I'll sit in my meditation and I'll literally surround the entire city I'm in. I'm in the city of Toronto with a vibration of love, and I'll do the same thing for the planet as best I can extend my awareness. Remember, you are not bound by that physical body alone. This is just an instrument that you're living in. The body you're in is just an instrument that you're living in. It's not who you are. It's a mechanism you express through, and you can express energetically way beyond it. It's your energy that maintains the body. The body doesn't maintain the energy. The energy maintains the body. The heart is beating, the brain is functioning because of the electrical charge that's in effect of an energy that maintains it, an energy that comes into the body. It's important to remember that, so that you can expand your awareness, expand your love way beyond the confines of the present moment, to take in much more time and space. Yes, absolutely. Let's do that right now, Victoria. So everybody wants to connect to this vibration of love. Let's do this right now. So take a slow, deep breath, and wherever you are, whatever you're doing, when you take this breath, I want you to hold it. And then when you exhale it, you're going to let all the tension out of your body go and release all the thoughts from your mind and move into this present moment with you. Okay, we're going to do this right now. And as you exhale, release all the thoughts and tension from your body. Feel how the energy changes in your body when you exhale and release thoughts from your mind. Now place your hand over your heart. And as you do that, feel the energy that happens between your hand and your heart. Feel the vibration of that energy in your heart. Breathe deeply and breathe that energy into the whole body. Imagine you can just expand it and fill your whole body. And as you exhale, expand the energy from your heart out around your body. Breathe that energy from your heart and hand up into your mind, into your brain. Breathe it up here now. And as you exhale, release any thoughts or emotions you have from your mind other than the vibration of this energy. And I want you to hear these words and feel the vibration of these words. Love is what you are. Feel the vibration of these words. Love is what you are. Love is what you are. When you feel the vibration of a word, you feel the essence, the meaning of the word. Love is what you are. Now take another deep breath and fill your lungs completely. Hold your breath and feel the energy in your heart now. And as you exhale, expand that energy out as far as you can. Feel it. Don't think about it. Feel it. And then move your awareness back into the heart with your hand over it. And speak these 3 words and feel the vibration of these words. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Feel the vibration of those words as you speak them or think them. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Notice how the rest of your body is feeling now. Notice how the rest of your body is feeling now. And just take a moment to be grateful for that feeling. Notice the difference in your mind. Notice how your mind is. Is it quieter, calmer, or relaxed? Notice how the space around your body feels, how the energy in the room around you feels now. And know that you can do this anytime during the day. Place your hand on your heart. Connect to that energy. Fill your body with it. As you exhale, you can expand it out and radiate it out. And it only takes 30 to 60 seconds to do this. And the longer you sit in it, the deeper the impact it will have on the consciousness in the cells of your body and in the molecules of your mind where all your thoughts function. Because thought is a higher frequency than matter. So when you communicate that same vibration into the mind, it alters the thoughts there too. So I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as we did. It's amazing. Wonderful, 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 Oliver. Thank you. It's my joy to do this, and I want to say thank you, everybody, for showing up there for my very first live. I will be doing this every week. They've told me I have to do this every week on this day, and I'm really excited about that because Master Jesus, they're all coming through right now. They're just sending these waves of love and light into my body and out to you, all of you, and your archangels and your divine team is with you. You have beings around you right now. Master Jesus, Buddha, Lao Tzu, others, many others. Just because you can't see them with your eyes or hear them with your ears, they are still there. But you have other ears and other eyes that you can learn to see and hear with. And Master Jesus often speaks of this. So again, I'll look forward to connecting with all of you next Saturday at 11:30. And I want to thank you for sharing your precious life and your precious time with us during this time. And we'll see you next week. If you've got any other questions, I'll do the best I can to answer them after the fact. But again, thank you so much for your time. And Away we go. Let's make this world an amazing place of love. We are doing it. We're doing it. Bye for now.